The Limpopo legislature is expected to visit the home of the late Public Administration Minister Chabane in Chikundu Limpopo today. He will be buried right here in his hometown at Malamulele in Limpopo on Saturday, while the minister was killed in a car crash on Sunday. Our reporter Njanji Chauke is in the minister's hometown and we're live to him now. Good afternoon, Njanji, and thank you for your time on the PM News Desk.
Good day, Keshni.
One of this town's greatest sons, a true patriot and a champion of the poor to the end. How are residents here remembering the late minister, who we know was uncompromisingly dedicated to good governance in all aspects of public service?
Keshni, residents of the villages of Chikundu here in Limpopo have descended in their hundreds to come and pay their last respects and their tribute to Minister Chabane. We arrived here as early as 12 midday, but already this place behind us was packed to capacity with hundreds of members from around the community here. They've described Chabane as a unifier, as someone who was selfless in the liberation struggle, the role that he played there in the liberation struggle. Chabane has really indeed put this dusty village of Chikundu on the South African map. As we arrived here, we also went to his home, where preparations are underway for that funeral on Saturday. Family members also giving speeches earlier on here, expressing their sadness at the passing of Chabane, but also giving details with regards to how he grew up and also his commitment to the liberation struggle. As you will recall that he went underground at the tender age of 17, Keshni.
Burial, of course, scheduled for this Saturday in Njanji, like you're saying, really taking on heightened significance now as we mark Human Rights Day and bringing the minister's strong struggle credentials into sharp focus as it reminds South Africans about the sacrifices that accompany the struggle for the attainment of democracy in the country.
Yeah, as we know, the role that he played, we've been listening the whole week, people paying tribute to him, people who've been with him underground. Earlier, we also saw members of the Umkhonto weSizwe Veterans Association also paying tribute, that also saying that Chabane was someone who was not afraid to take the bullet. Even when negotiations got underway, he's the one that really urged them to lay down their arms. A short while ago, we also saw some of the senior politicians here in the province coming to pay tribute to Chabane. So him being buried on that very important day of Human Rights Day, I think it's symbolic of the role that he has played in the liberation struggle. We've also seen some of the young people that have come out in their numbers saying Chabane was their role model. As you know, that this area has been under the spotlight in the past few months. We've seen a number of protests not very far from Chikundu, here in Malamulele. Some of the people around here saying that sad as it is that he has passed on, but also maybe some of the politicians that will be coming through here will be able to see for themselves how the place looks like in terms of the roads, infrastructure and all that, Keshni.
Yes, Malamulele has experienced some very dire service delivery protests, but under the minister's leadership, he did drive Limpopo's economic growth to 6.5% after he took over as Economic Affairs Minister in 2005. He was also the brains behind the reconfiguration of cabinet structure under President Zuma, and he also oversaw the introduction of new ministries such as Women Monitoring, Evaluation and National Planning. His death, no doubt, Njanji, is a serious setback to efforts to improve the country's public service. And very recently, in a speech, he said that the nature, scale and pace of change since 1994 have been phenomenal. And he was also busy with negotiating the next 3-year wage determination of public sector unions. So clearly he leaves a void that will not be easy to fill, Njanji.
Yeah, indeed, he does leave a void, but those who know him very well in terms of the role that he has played and the contribution that he has made to the liberation struggle are saying that he was a role model to many. And then the way that he lived, humble as he is, the commitment that he showed to governance and contributing to this country, they've learned a lot from him, and they will take off where he left off and carry on with his vision of a successful South Africa and an effective democracy. As you know, issues of development are very key here, especially when we come here to this area of Chikundu, which falls under Malamulele, issues of development, joblessness, unemployment and all that. But hoping that the role that Collins Chabane played will be remembered, and also that his legacy will translate into people getting jobs, industries coming through here, roads being developed, and other issues like that, Keshni.
Njanji Chauke live to us from Chikundu in Limpopo. Well, time to take a short